Hey, what's up, guys? We are doing some Lost Dungeons of Norrath content. I don't think I've done anything like that on this channel yet, so I figured why not? I found a pretty good group so far, it looks like. We're doing some of the high-risk missions. And yeah, so we're just gonna, we're doing a collection risk mission. They're planning on doing some speed runs, it looks like. So hopefully we'll be getting some cool little content going on here. Yeah, this seems to be going really fast. I know it's content from previous expansion, but these things are just dying super quick. Super uber quick. I used to love doing Lost Dungeons of Norrath, and honestly, Everfrost was probably my favorite areas to go through, just because I love the ice areas in the first place. But yeah, this is our group that I'm in right now. I'm actually back on my rogue right now. So yeah, let's see what we can do. My rogue is still incredibly decked out. So stuff is dying pretty quick right now, not just for me, but everybody in general on this server is very well equipped. There are very few people who aren't super well equipped, just due to the fact that it's free trade, and for like the low price of, you know, pennies and nickels, you can get some of the next best items in the game, which used to require raiding. So this stuff is just dying super quick. I haven't had a chance to do any really leveling experience on Mischief for quite some time. I think I've done some like raiding videos and, you know, some low level stuff here and there, but this is, I fucking love this area. Just without, you know, having to sugarcoat it, I just love this area. So yeah, we're just going to be doing some collection missions. Hopefully these are going to be going pretty quick. For the most part, these missions are, you zone into your own instance zone with your group, you kill a whole bunch of enemies. It kind of varies on how many you end up having to kill just to get the items that you need to drop. So once you get those items, ooh, what is this? Oh, it's just a fodder item. But you kill a whole bunch of enemies, you get the amount of collection items that you need, and then you pop on out. We even have somebody who is camped at the Soulbinder for the Everfrost Lost Dungeons quest giver. So as soon as we're done, you know, it gives us a few moments to get kicked out, but we're going to have that person just gate back to the camp, grab another instance, and as soon as we pop out, voila, we've suddenly got another instance to run to. God, these things are just dying so fast. Yeah, I forgot what it was like to play on a super well-equipped and well-geared rogue during this time frame. For reference, I've got basically every offensive melee AA that I need. The only ones I don't really have, I think, are the finishing blows. But like all the offensive stuff like crit hit, ambidexterity 1 and 2, all that stuff. So everything is just so much easier. I've been playing a lot of alts recently on Mischief. I know I've been talking with my guild here, which, by the way, people are still welcome to come join us on Mischief. We have, I think we have like 35 or 40 people in our guild now. Of course, that includes boxes and alts. But we have a lot of people, so you all are still welcome to hop in and join us. Even though there's new servers opening up soon, our guild has pretty much, you know, we've all agreed that we're not going anywhere. We're not going to the new, we're not going to the new servers at all, so we're just gonna stick around here. But anyways, yeah, so I know I haven't really had a chance to play on my rogue very much. I got my ranger to 65 last weekend. No, that was this weekend. Holy shit. I got my ranger to 65 on Friday, and I made a Shadow Knight and Cleric box group. and I've been leveling them up as well. So it's nice to finally have a chance to actually play my best equipped character. So that's what we're doing. We're getting some LDoNs because I've only done one Lost Dungeons mission on this character since I played on this server. So I was excited to get some content in when I saw someone was looking for DPS. And yeah, I just wanted to hop in. As soon as I saw they were looking for DPS, I was like, I'm in. Let's go. I just love the enemy graphics and the character models for Lost Dungeons of Norrath. They look so much more unique because it's like a redone version of a lot of the old classic enemies. These zones are awesome. The experience is definitely not that good, though. I can see why people try to rush through these missions. Who we killing here? Okay, we're going with this guy. There we go. Anyways, yeah. So we're gonna do this for a little bit, and we're just gonna try to get some experience, some LDoN points, so we can start working on buying some augments as well. Where'd the group go? Are we going up here? I guess we're just moving right along. Probably something that should be said, that we're just running through and not really camping at any one point. And it just occurred to me that I apologize, these zones are probably just very, very white. It's like looking at Riftseeker Sanctum almost, so on the video it'll probably be very, very white. Ooh, that's some good loot. Yeah, this experience is definitely not that good, but the whole point is to finish these 4 points. I don't think they were designed to be like the best experience. But if I'm comparing this to like Split Paw, which was redone with Gates of Discord, those kills are anywhere from like 7 to 10% experience a kill. And these I'm getting like 2 or 3% experience per, so it's, you know, anywhere from 4 to 5 times better. Oh, shit. And in classic EverQuest fashion, everyone in group is literally just sitting talking about all the times they remember and things that they've been here for. I swear, EverQuest is literally just 95% people talking about nostalgic moments and 5% actually experiencing new moments. So many people are just like, the good times, and I'm like, come on, dude. There's plenty of good times to be had here. Don't get me wrong. The good old times are cool and all, but you can still make some new times. It always makes me uncertain whenever people are talking about like guilds and stuff that they've been through. Like it makes me feel like some people are doing stuff to kind of humble brag. Like, yeah, I was in the #2 top rating guild for years. It's like, I'm not sure if they're just trying to brag or if they're just trying to make conversation. Part of me is like, oh, it's definitely to brag, but the other part of me is like, oh, maybe they're just trying to make conversation with us. Which is fine. I don't mind people just trying to like humble brag. It's just, we've all been through our fair share of cool moments in EverQuest and stuff, and high priority guilds and everything like that, but doesn't necessarily make much difference to sit and talk about it. Nice. I love me some 225% haste. It is cool to see some people's opinions when they're talking about how Depths of Dark Hollows, where EverQuest really becomes fun for them. That's always really cool. Most people are just like, ugh, I hate everything that's not classic EverQuest. And don't get me wrong, those people are certainly entitled to their opinions. I am not bashing them at all. There's just such a vast majority of people that just dislike everything but classic EverQuest. So it's really cool to see people actually talking good about the newer stuff as well. Like, oh man, I love this new content. I love Depths of Dark Hollow. I love all this other stuff. The only expansion I've ever like really unanimously heard that people really dislike is Prophecy of Roe. Prophecy of Roe just seemed like just such a negative experience for so many people, especially the raiding experience. because the Death Knell Tower of Dissonance, the final endgame raid, was just so horrible. So horrible that people just disliked it. And I totally get it. Like, I'm not a big fan of the environments and stuff. I do love Mayung Mistmore, and I love the content that came, not the content, but I love the story behind it, but I really just disliked most of the raiding, or most of anything in Prophecy of Ro. Except for, I liked the Plane of Rage. I thought that was pretty cool, actually. The Plane of Rage stuff I thought was actually pretty cool. There were some cool things behind that, both like how Solenzek looked, how it was like the giant, like, massive zone of just death and destruction. I thought that was cool. Oh, now we gotta go down here. Let's put Levitate on. So that was cool. I mean, we did that fairly quick. I think that was like less than 10 minutes for perspective, so that's really badass. Now we just have... we're on the way to the next one. We're going to get some extra experience, some extra points in. People talking about how many points are required to get like certain augments and equipment pieces, and everyone's saying, you know, nothing under 600 points is really worthwhile. Kind of makes sense. Oh, see, I love these zones. The fact that we're like actually in underground like temple areas. Hell yes. Well, awesome, awesome, awesome. This seems to be super productive. These guys seem to know what they're doing, so... Yeah, this is awesome. So LDoN was kind of stuff I was hoping to do anyways, because there are a lot of different augments that you can end up buying just for empty slots on gear pieces. You know, whether they're hit points, heroic stats, or anything like that, attack points, stuff, things, anything like that. Everything that you can buy from this is going to be helpful, even through Omens of War, because you'll have so many armor slots that unless you raid all the time or you spend a whole lot of money, you're going to have empty augment slots on your gear. Like even my rogue, I have a lot of empty augment slots on this gear. So this is going to be helpful to get some extra points in, get some augments, whether they're useful, you know, attack stats, or whether they're going to end up being, you know, just hit points, endurance, and stuff like that. Because as you can see, I can burn through endurance really easy as a rogue, because every other enemy I'm going invisible, so I can use my unmissable backstab. And yeah, you just burn through endurance so fast. You can get like hit point regeneration, mana regeneration, and a lot of the LDoN augments can fit into basically any gear, whether they're type 8, type 4, stuff like that. I know they don't really get into many of the different type augment slots until much later in the game, but it's worthwhile. God, I'm so happy to be here in these zones. I used to fucking love these zones. I spent a lot of time in Lost Dungeons and Norrath back in the day when I was a kid. This is like the bulk of what I remember grouping. You know, just after Plains of Power, when you had that gap from Plains of Power to Gates of Discord. Because, you know, Plains of Power raised the cap to 65. Then we got Lost Dungeons of Norrath. Then we got Legacy of Yikisha. And then we got Gates of Discord. So there were 4 expansions with the level cap at level 65. So I know they were like tiny expansions, but Gates of Discord really should have raised the level cap to 70. I really thought I remembered these like high-risk missions being much more difficult. It had to have been just because back in the day, not everyone had this crazy gear. We might end up going to a couple of different areas because we have a really solid group here, but some people are asking to try some new zones they haven't seen before. So that might be something that we might end up trying. I love this overhaste. This is so awesome. Oh, we just hit. Got 3 ability points. What were we looking at? Combat stability. Okay, yeah, we could do combat stability. I kind of want to do... I don't know, we'll figure it out. I'll probably just save up all my points and see what I want to get into next. Because really, like, the only other things that I really need now are, like, double riposte, heightened endurance. Oh, I could do chaotic stab. I don't even know why I haven't thought about doing that. Yeah, we're doing chaotic stab. There we go. Not that I'll need it often, but who knows. If I'm ever trying to tank or dealing with enemies in the front of me, I can do more damage. The next one is 6 AAs. Oof, gross. I didn't even think about it, but I need to start saving up AAs for Omens of War as well. Fuck, that's just a couple weeks out. Gotta get 30 in the bank for that. Because there are some AAs I definitely want. Let's see. Let's do this. Omens of War. Backstab Precision. Yep, that's going to be solid. Nerves of Steel. Oh, yeah. Ambidexterity for sure. That one's massive. That's only 3 points. I think you can do 3 additional points into it at that point. Veteran's Wrath increases the damage of your critical attacks. Yep, that's going to be massive. Let's see. Discord and Defiance increases your resistance stats. Master of Disguise. That's probably going to be one of the first ones I get. Probably Master of Disguise and... fuck. They're all so needed. It's going to be quite an AA grind. Because I think Master of Disguise, that's level 67, so I'll have to wait a few levels for that anyways. And I'm really happy because I have... let's see here, what was it? I have like almost a solid week off. Yeah, I have almost like a full solid week off whenever Omens of War drops. So I'm going to try to get 70 really, really quick. Got to get there as fast as possible. And then start clapping those AAs. I'm really excited for the gear that's going to be dropping. You guys, you don't understand. The moment I get my hands on a crystal dagger, I am going to be so fucking happy. Because a crystal dagger will technically be less damage than currently what I'm using, but it's got 4 less delay. I think it's a little bit less hit points as well, but it's damage 24, delay 17. And that alone is just massive. That and the fact that I have a augment for additional dagger damage. Oh, where did everybody go? But yeah, the fact that once I get my hands on a crystal dagger, I don't care how much it costs me. If we're talking 5 chrono, 6 chrono, I'm gonna pay for it. Because the sheer damage improvement that you get from using Crystal Dagger, even though it's 1 damage less than Discordant Dagger of Night, that dagger will legitimately hold you until you either get an Anuk Dagger of Eye Gouging, which is damage 28, or that will hold you until that dagger, or that will hold you until you get your Epic 2.0. Which is damage 17, delay 19 with poison damage 1. At that point, it's too hard to turn one of those 2 daggers down. Because with the Anuk Dagger of Eye Gouging, with the damage 28 on it, your backstabs just are so much higher at that point. Even though it's damage 28, delay 23, it's just worth it using it at that point. But I can sacrifice 1 damage on a rogue damage piercer for 4 delay less. You just hit so much faster with the delay 17 dagger than you do with 21. Hands down, like, the most underrated dagger of that expansion. I know that's like blasphemy in the eyes of rogues, going with a damage dagger with that's less damage, but just the lower delay on it makes it so much better. Because people don't think about it. Whenever you're hitting more often, guess what also you're doing? You're proccing more often. And if you're proccing more often, then you're innately making up any damage that you would normally lose from lower delay. So your DPS just skyrockets with Crystal Dagger. No, I don't want that on. But yeah. I know I'm just like going on a rant about the Crystal Dagger, but fuck, that is such a good dagger. Anybody who's been watching the channel for a while probably heard me talking about the Crystal Dagger and how I was farming for it on Firiona V from the Riftseeker Queen. I killed her for like a year straight before finally she dropped one for me, and then she proceeded to drop like 3 in a row. Like every time that I was there to kill her, she dropped another one. It was like, what a slap to the face. Make me wait a year and then give me a whole bunch of excess. Oh, we're just over here killing. Yeah, this experience is not not that good. We've gotten like an AA and a half, I guess, in like 30 minutes of playtime, which like in split paw, like 30 minutes of playtime is 3 or 4 AAs, like at least 2 to 3 times better. Ooh, a red bone scholar. I missed that illusion on Furiona V. It's a shame that that doesn't drop until the Buried Sea. You got a long ways to go to get there. And it was funny, a buddy of mine who plays on Rizlona that boxes, him and his guild are, I think it's Prophecy of Ro that's about to pop for them, and he's been talking about how his guild is basically just planning on like almost entirely skipping over Prophecy of Ro. Like even in their website, their guild chat, they have a countdown to the secrets, the Serpent Spine, not even like any of the other stuff. Like they're completely wanting to skip over the Prophecy of Ro content. It's just funny because most guilds have like a countdown to the next expansion, and they're just like, well, we're just gonna put a countdown up for the Serpent Spine because fuck Prophecy of Ro. For anybody here who watches my channel that experienced Prophecy of Ro, tell me if I'm wrong, but did that expansion just like not... Didn't that expansion just suck ass? I remember like getting the key system for it was just so annoying, and then whenever you finally got to Death Kneel Tower of Dissonance, like the only useful item from that raid was Ghost Rider, the mount. Like the gear was just so underwhelming, the fights were super frustrating. Where is everybody? It was just really not a good time. And number one, like, the area outside of Death Kneel Tower of Dissonance, what was that called? I can't remember what the zone outside was, but it used to be, because the Death Kneel Tower of Dissonance was all about music, because Ariana Ro, whatever her name was, she was like the goddess of music. So like the entire outside of her plane itself was turned into like this giant, massive blood zone. Like there's like vampires everywhere. It's all super red and bloody and annoying. It looks annoying. Everything about it. Oh, people want to help our enchanter that's over here dying, maybe? But anyways, it's just not a good expansion. The fact that there was no level bonus to it, the gear was just marginally better. Very meh. Very, very meh. But Serpent Spine, you know, I was raving about that in yesterday's video. Serpent Spine brought, you know, the whole new race, all the class combinations with that race, zones to level from 1 to 75. It brought back the Dragons versus Giants fun. There we go, we're done. We're done. Yeah, anybody who watched yesterday's video for me where I was just ranting and raving about how awesome Serpent Spine is. Do we want to do that, or do we just want to get out? Are we just going to South Row? Okay, we're in one of the least interesting zones in my opinion now. Hopefully our group doesn't die here because our tank decided to go ahead and pull before everybody was here. Okay, I guess we're suddenly deciding to attack this one instead. Oh, one of the people in our group isn't even getting credit for this because he doesn't even have the stone for this. Okay, several people in our group do not. So they're not even getting credit for these missions, they're just here for the experience. Oof. This is what I meant when I mentioned before that EverQuest around this time frame became obsessed with different shades of beige. And like 90% of these environments are all different colors of beige, with like gray, a little bit of green, and then back to beige. Like, there are definitely ways that they could have, you know, pronounced the colors just a little bit different here. I get that it's supposed to be underground and everything is, you know, tan, brown, beige. I get that that's supposed to be a thing, but come on. Imagine being in here for hours and hours and hours at a time and just being like, wow, all I see is beige. This group seems really solid, though. At least we're killing this stuff quick. And after this, we're gonna go beat up some vampires. Yeah, I will say this group is doing pretty good as far as killing fast. I need to see how many runs I need to make, how many runs I need to get through to actually get some decent augments, though, to start filling out some of these armor slots. I know a lot of this stuff is going to start being replaced when Omens of War drops, but the augments will be nice because you can basically put them on any gear at that point. I can have them to move over to improve any piece of gear. It's one thing if we were doing this to try to get gear that would be replaced instantly, but a lot of the augments will be helpful regardless of what piece of gear I have equipped. So... I think today's going to be an experience grind group on our rogue. Because once we're done with this, we're going to go to Mistmoor. We're going to kill some vampires, and then I think the group is probably going to be done after that. Then I need to start getting these other AAs maxed out. And then, yeah, we got to get our AAs maxed out. And then we got to get a whole bunch in the bank. Because I know next weekend there is supposedly going to be an experience bonus. And I want to make sure I'm using that time to like level up some alts as well, and then also AAing up my ranger as well. I am really looking forward to getting my cleric leveled up and having my cleric as a box. My poor guild is so short on clerics. We only have one person who's a cleric main, and God, we need clerics. So I know I'm going back to the if you want to join the fun on this guild, on this server, if you want to join the Variety Void Mischief Guild, if you come over and you're interested in playing cleric, please do. we need as many cleric clicky stickies as possible. group's kind of splitting up here. I do finally have my my PCs set up right next to each other, so I can actually start successfully true boxing on this server. Originally, I wasn't going to because I didn't plan on making that like a regular thing. Because I lost my train of thought. Anyways, what I was saying is I wasn't planning on trying to really true box on this server at all. But now that I've got this actually set up, I can actually do my Shadow Knight and Cleric pretty successfully. So I'm really excited for that, so I can actually do them both at the same time, because they're both kind of low maintenance as far as like required attention. I could just be constantly healing on my Cleric while I'm, you know, spanking and tanking on my Shadow Knight, rather than having to pay attention to a whole bunch of different abilities and stuff like that. Yeah, now I'm pretty sure that this dude in our group is just talking to humble brag about everything. First he was talking about the guilds that he's in, and then he was talking about all the AAs that he has, and now all he's talking about is how good his computer is. So, oh, I think we got a young person in our group. I'm such a boomer. I'm like, come on, can we just chill out and not have to brag about everything? I do kind of miss doing these missions where there's like a boss at the end to go through and do. I always really enjoyed that. Like, I've always considered like killing a whole bunch of enemies and then finishing up with the boss. It's like the way to go. I think I've also gotten kind of spoiled with Final Fantasy. Where? Okay, here we go. I've also gotten kind of spoiled with Final Fantasy just because that content is always like enemies, enemies, boss. Enemies, enemies, boss. Enemies, enemies, final boss. Okay, can we pick a guy, please? Thank you. So much to do, so little time. I want to do more Lost Dungeons of Norrath so we can get some augments. I want to grind for experience. I also want to kill on my alts a little bit. I'm ready for some vacation time. One of our guildmates just hit 65. Nice. Kind of surprised we're not done with this yet. This has probably been the longest one that we've had so far. Oh, we actually have a name. Nice, we'll have some more content. One of our guildmates needs to kill an epic enemy today, so we're probably going to do that for the content. Oh, fingers are crossed that they really do give us an experience bonus weekend. If they do that, I am going to go absolutely nuts grinding for AAs and levels. I gotta do a whole lot more Lost Dungeons than that. I remember they used to have a leaderboard. I wonder if they still have the leaderboard for Lost Dungeons of Norrath. I remember way back in the day when I was on the Saren server, which is like my home server, there was a Lost Dungeons scoreboard that you could look at to see who had like the most points on the server. I remember there was a Beast Lord with the highest points on my server because the gear you could get would have basically no stats on them, but you would run to get the better and better augments. And then eventually, once you have like the best augments, your gear was arguably better than everything you could get except for like the very end game Gates of Discord. Super, super high quality stuff. I think we're running into the same one that I did with my other group the other day. Yep. This area, I know I've been complaining about like beige. This area is like mega beige. Like the entire area, everything blends in together. Because it's all like underground crypts dug through holes in the ground. Hopefully not. I think we're going to a different one. No, it's the same one. Never mind. No, never mind. This is a different one. Okay. Hallelujah. Okay. Cool. Hopefully this one is better. It says Dreary Grotto, so hopefully not just mega beige. But I know I shit on like the way everything looks, but Lost Dungeons I seriously love. Oh, never mind. It is super beige. Oh, man. Underground crypts, dude, I'll tell ya. I really dislike when some tanks are unpredictable of where they stand. Like this tank right now is either like in the front or behind all the time. It's never just one. So it's kind of frustrating as a rogue when you're trying to get good backstabs in, but you have to like stop and look to see where the tank is this time. It's such a nitpicky like first world complaint, but god, it's so annoying sometimes. It's like, please just stand on, you know, one side of the enemies at all times. Are we gonna pick one to fight here? Okay, of course we're picking the one that not everybody's attacking right now. Gotcha. I've been sitting over here playing without my poison on this whole time. Big yikes. Big yikes. Well, alright folks, we're going to call it quits here for now. This dungeon's about to be done here, but thanks for watching. This is some Lost Dungeons of Norrath content, and I will see you guys in the next one.